forming if you cannot form an outpost, and finally and also the last example, which I may have shown in another video. Just put a stone here, so it's still a visual example. Is all right. Let me just set that up. Okay, is that a black pawn or what? No, there we go. Okay, so the last example, which you may have seen, is if you can't get an outpost in their territory. Remember, pawns that are in a chain mean squares that can be attacked by their knight, but it also means it's affecting their light. It's affecting their light squared bishop. It's sort of denying entry. Don't enter. But it also forms a target of sacrifice here. Now, if you can't form an outpost in their territory, if you can't sort of invade and get active in there, sometimes the knight can swing over and form a brigade with this knight to weight the board a certain side. I like to weight the board towards the side. Weighting means you've got more pieces on one side than the other. I like to sometimes play back here, not just if that gives a square for this knight, or it can go this way. But I also like moving this because it frees up the F pawn, Freddy as an attack, and also so it frees up the move, and also it turns into a weapon. But remember, you want the center closed or controlled. An attack down the flank, down the flare outs, it means a violent reaction in the center. And so you want the center very static and closed, and that way you will have the time to attack. All right. If the center's open, you may not have time to go adventures against their king. So this is one of my ideas that, I'm sure I'm not the first to think of, but to play back and to form an outpost in your half of the board. Okay. And this is quite aggressive. It's attacking the center square again. It's also attacking the sub-center. And one of the ideas of getting into here, one of the ideas of going this way is that it actually threatens to exchange off their important defender. If you can get rid of their defense, obviously that magnifies your attack. For example, you get rid of their knight, and then this knight comes through, and your king is still able to sort of get into the play. The king wants to be in the center of the board at the end of the game, and if you can actually facilitate the king getting into the center, give your king some breathing room, some luft, some air. That's also a bonus. And so don't be afraid of their attacks if the center's like the Rock of Gibraltar. Be scared of their attack busting in through the center and activating all their pieces at your king. Be worried about that. So that's it for the knights and the edge pawns, and how they sort of relate to the edge. And and finally, the knight is willing to die for the cause, and same with the lights. They're willing to, if you checkmate the king, that's the end of the game. So all you have to do is get into a position where all your pieces are pointing at a quadrant of the board. It's 4 quadrants, including the center and sub-center, is like the 5th quadrant. So what we actually see here is that the knight is more than happy to sacrifice at the most vital time. For example, this move here. They may actually be threatening. They may advance their pawn and threaten you, but you're not afraid of losing that knight to the pawn. Why? Even though you lose material value, the pawn is able to capture, and now your attack on their king side is far more persuasive, particularly if they haven't developed well enough and their heavy is not able to get across, it's not able to be in the play. So if you're able to get your heavies in play, it's particularly devastating. So at the king, particularly in the end zone. So that's it. Heavies like being in the center, but they also are quite happy. They don't lose squares when they are on the edge. The knights lose squares when on the edge, but they can also then be great infiltrators depending on their pawn structure. So we'll talk about the different pawn formations. We'll talk about all that another time. But there you have it. We have the discussion about the knights and the edge of the board and their relationship to the pawns and to the squires. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Go below and subscribe and press all the doobly-doos and leave a comment. I really appreciate comments because it shows YouTube that you have thoughts to say about it. And I'm just so grateful. And I hope this is helping you. And I hope there's lots of little nuggets. As Bruce Lee said, take that which is useful and discard that which is useless. So I hope you're taking what you can from these videos, and I hope it's enriching you. And I hope you're able to get ideas off this and have a richer, deeper appreciation for the knights and their relationships. And the next video we're going to talk about knights and the lights. Okay, so take care. Bye!